Perfect. So we'll crack on. This is our introductory Q&A session. The main aim is to just give you a better understanding of how WISE is run and what we've got planned this year. And sort of, yeah, give you a chance to ask any questions that you might have. So what is WISE? Women in Science and Engineering is a society that works really hard to promote and support women in STEM. We work really hard to engage with the local community in the outreach that we do, and we aim to provide a diverse set of role models to all who we engage with. Members have the opportunity to gain new skills, so this can be in terms of science communication, networking, public speaking. There's so many both soft skills and hard skills that you can learn by being a member of WISE. We also have a really great inclusive space and accessible environment for people to meet other students with the same mindset and just have fun and get on with people, really.
So what do we do? As Paige just covered, WISE's main aim is to inspire, help and promote women in STEM. So as a society, we help two different groups of women in STEM. So the first and most relevant to yourselves are females studying STEM subjects at the University of Birmingham. So for you, we run several events throughout the year, all with the aim of helping you. We would like you to feel inspired. STEM subjects can often be very male dominated, and we want you to feel empowered and confident. So we put on speaker events and conferences throughout the year with some inspirational female leaders in STEM subjects. We'd also like to help you develop skills, both academic and professional. So this year, WISE wants to introduce some new academic style workshops where we can give you tips and advice, for example, on how to apply for third-year project placements. And we'd also like you as WISE members to be able to make connections. So we'd like to give you opportunities to connect with academic and industry workers, often by casual networking events at the end of our speaker events. And we'd also like you to be able to connect with other STEM students who often have similar passions and goals. So we run socials throughout the year. That was the first group. The second group that we aim to help are young girls in Selly Oak secondary schools. We run an outreach scheme where we try and encourage these girls into STEM areas and show them role models. So we will discuss outreach later in the year. I'm now going to run you through a couple of our speaker events. So the first of all is WISE Inspire. This is actually my favorite event. It's WISE's longest event. It's been running every year since the society started, and it's just really well established and popular. It takes place in first semester, normally about week 7 or 8, and we invite guest speakers. So usually university academics or people from local industry to come for an evening and discuss their stories, including how they've got where they are and also the challenges they've faced. And it's just a really good opportunity to come together and celebrate women in STEM and hear from some really inspirational people. It's often an informal setting, so it takes place one evening in a small seminar room on university, and we provide free pizza and drinks. And members often like to stay afterwards and chat. So whether it's networking with our guest speakers or just getting to know other members, it's a really nice event. As I previously mentioned, it's actually my favorite WISE event. It was the first WISE event that I came to in first year, and just listening to the female scientists who have paved the way in these male-dominated STEM areas really inspired me, and I left feeling really empowered and proud to be studying a STEM subject. So I really recommend it. It's a good event. This year it will be going ahead in a virtual format, and we will be announcing details of our guest speakers and timing soon, so stay tuned. Our other main speaker event is Equal in STEM. So this was actually a new event last year. It was a really big success, so we'd like to do it again. It's a conference style event in which we discuss the barriers in STEM, how to dismantle them, and also how to help each other through them. It works by, last year we had 4 panels, The panels was made up of speakers from both academics, so within the University of Birmingham and other universities, as well as local industry experts and students. As you can see, we had 4 topics, including areas such as mental health in STEM and parenthood in STEM. So the panel would discuss their own experiences and ideas of how to overcome these. We also introduced an app where the audience could anonymously submit questions, so it was nice to have that interactive element. Afterwards, there was the opportunity for networking over food and drinks. And last year, it was a really good event. We had over 200 people registered. We got really good feedback, including that it was interesting discussions, and it also helped when some of these people came across these barriers later the year. So it was good. Last year was good. We would like to make it even better and larger this year. So alongside the panel discussions and the networking, we're hoping to also include some workshops and speaker events dotted throughout. It will be held sometime in semester 2. We would like it to be in person, but we're going to have to wait and see how this whole situation continues. So those 2 was just a flavour of some of our speaker events. As I mentioned, we also run other events such as our outreach scheme, which I will now pass you over to our outreach officers.
So our outreach scheme is one of the things we're well known for as a society, and it was actually one of the ways that I actually joined the society. So it's one of the first things I did, and I really enjoyed it, which is why I'm on the committee now to get more people involved. So WISE is actually entering its 5th year of the Girls in STEM outreach scheme. It's a great opportunity to get hands-on, really develop your science communication skills, and also gives you a chance to kind of inspire and get younger people into science. And we run like lots of different experiments. So in the past, we've made biopolymers for cancer, we've done strawberry DNA extraction, we've been making plastic green and balloon car races. So it's like lots of different experiments that normally people in school wouldn't get the chance to do. So it's kind of taking a different route through science in the experiment side of things. And we really want to strive to make sure that young people are able to access this. And this is done in the local area in Surrey Oaks. So all our activities link to the wider scientific topics or current research to try and get them thinking about what else is out there other than what's on like the secondary school curriculum. So it's a really good way to get involved in the society and give back to the local community. So I'll pass on to the next person.
Honestly, I'm just not used to it. So now we're going to have a chat about what's coming up and what's in our calendar. There's 3 main things that we're going to talk about. So we're going to have a chat about socials. We're also going to talk about the EGM that we're hosting. So we do have positions on the committee that you can run for and get more involved. And then we're also going to have a chat about outreach, and that's how that's going to go ahead this year. So here we go. In terms of a social, obviously everything's a little bit different this year. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to hold in-person events. So we're working really hard to bring you some socials that are fun and engaging whilst also being virtual. We've got loads of ideas. So we've been thinking about bingo, which would be a bit more exciting, sort of like the bingo lingo theme. We're thinking of movie nights using Netflix Party, standard quizzes, scavenger hunts, pizza nights, meet the members, maybe like speed networking in terms of meeting other committee members and also other members of the society. We have absolutely loads of ideas, but we also want to know what you want. So keep an eye out on your social medias this week. We're going to release like a poll and see what people suggest or what people vote for. And we're actually hoping to host a social next Friday. So that's the 9th of October. We're going to wait to see what you guys want to do and what's going to be sort of the most interesting event. And then we'll release more information next week, hopefully on Monday. So as I mentioned as well, we've got the EGM coming up. So that's going to be on the 14th of October, and it's going to be virtual. A bit like the AGM that we run every year annually. we also ran that virtually. So at 12 p.m. on Wednesday the 14th of October, videos of each candidate will be uploaded to a Facebook event that we'll create tomorrow. Once members have watched each of these videos, they can learn more about the candidate, and they will be given the option of asking further questions to find out more. So these questions will be asked anonymously, and candidates will be able to reply via written communication using the Facebook page, and that will all take place over 72 hours. And voting will also take place over 72 hours as well, to give people the opportunity to watch the videos when they have the time, and also to give candidates the opportunity to answer questions. As I mentioned, voting will be anonymous, and members will have the opportunity to be able to vote for each position once. If you want to run for a position, we've got 4 available. So we've got treasurer, which is obviously taking responsibility of our bank accounts, organising our budgets, and sort of making sure we're spending what we can afford. We've got publicity officer, and in this role you will work to promote our events, you will design promotions, and you will also take on a bit of a social sec responsibility as well. So you'll be in charge of pushing for our events and just working with the committee to make sure they go ahead as well as possible. We also want an MDS rep. So at the minute, all our reps are actually additional roles. So our committee is full of people from like colleges of engineering and physical sciences, and also from life and environmental sciences. But we don't actually have anyone from medical and dental sciences. So it would be great if someone could join and represent their college for us. It's a great way to share events to them and sort of get more feedback from them as well. And we're also looking for a placement officer. So we know that it's difficult if you are going into a placement year. We understand that, and we want to be able to offer more to our members in terms of helping them reach their potential and understand how they're applying, because I've heard feedback that it does feel like you're being thrown into the deep end. So as a placement officer, you'll be able to help with our members in a more personal level like that. So to run for a position, you must submit a video by 12 p.m. On Tuesday the 13th of October. You literally just need to treat this video like your speech that you would do in any other EGM format. So no slides or additional materials are required at all. The quality of the video is not considered, and if candidates feel more comfortable not showing their face and they just want it to be a voice recording, that's absolutely fine as well. The key factor is the speech. We just want you to introduce yourself, chat about the role that you were applying for, and just explain why you think you'd be a good fit for it and why you want to work more with WISE. It'd be great if you could keep all video submissions less than or equal to 2 minutes. And yeah, just email them to wiseuob@gmail.com. Like I said, this isn't going to be the only time that you hear this, so don't worry about writing anything down. Just keep it in the back of your mind if you do want to get involved more. And then as well as our EGM, we have outreach. So I'll pass you on to Veronica.
Yeah, so as you probably know, definitely know, outreach this year is going to be quite different than what we've done before. Well, it's not going to be entirely different, but it will be much broader in terms of what we are actually going to do. Because different schools want a different kind of approach in terms of being resilient in the current situation. So we will be going ahead in many different formats, and you will be able to help out no matter if you self-isolate, so you'll be able to help online, or if you're willing to go to schools, there will be opportunities for that as well. So in general, there will be several formats that we will be implementing in the schools. The first one would be like a show and tell format. And in the show and tell format, we will be going into schools and doing a short demonstration and then handing worksheets for the students. So it's kind of a hybrid between being in person and so kind of remote teaching, because there will be no direct interaction between the people presenting and the audience. So that would be one of these. The second one would be just normal classes as usual, although we will reduce the numbers of students to 20, I think, and there will also be 2 to 3 volunteers, so that we still follow the guidelines of people density in the room and so on. So it will be just regular outreach where you could show experiments to kids, explain something one-on-one, go divide students into groups, show them experiments and make them perform experiments as well physically. And the last part, the totally virtual one, would be shooting videos for the students to watch in the classroom. And this will also be probably connected with sending a parcel to the school so that they can reproduce the experiment themselves, and perhaps handing out worksheets if applicable. In terms of this, we're currently thinking about how to organize that, but the general idea is that there will be some rooms provided, or you can even shoot it at home if you want to help out with or self-isolating or in another country like me. And it will be possible to shoot a video from your home. You'll be provided the equipment, and if not, then we're also figuring out rooms to borrow them from university. And again, everything will be, the number of people will be limited, and everything will be safe in that, so that we're producing some kind of film that will be used throughout all the sessions. It's something that's really exciting because we have not done that before, obviously, because there was no need to. But we are trying to go ahead with all the outreach because it's a very essential thing to our society. So it definitely will go ahead, and it probably needs even more support from you guys. So there will be a form to sign up, and you can indicate whether you're more interested in the physical ones or the virtual ones, or maybe both. And feel free to indicate what you like the most. And we will definitely also be there to provide some training in how to go to schools, how to provide outreach, and how to shoot the videos. We might also be involved in making them ourselves. So it's going to be really exciting to work with you guys. Yeah, Paige, you're on mute.
Honestly, I keep thinking it in my head and reminding myself, and then I start speaking and I just forgot. Yeah, amazing. So I'll just add there that volunteering with us is a really exciting opportunity. It's a great chance to build on your CV, so you've got your science communication skills. With the show and tell format and the virtual format, you're also building on public speaking. And like I said, as usual, it literally only requires one afternoon a week. That will be both for the face-to-face and the virtual. So it's super flexible. Whenever you're free, if you want to get involved, just sign up and we release all the information.
Yeah.
I also want to stress, oh, go on.
Sorry, I just forgot to mention that most of the outreach officers were volunteers before. So the training providers is not really like, it's not on paper. You really get advice from people who were teaching before. And it's also a great opportunity to write in your CV or just learn by yourself how to get some transferable skills in explaining stuff to kids, and not only to kids. So that's it.
Yeah. And I also want to stress that safety is our #1 priority. So we've been in talks with the schools all summer. So that's been at least for 2 months. Everything we're doing is within guidelines and the schools are completely happy with it. As well as the training, our volunteers will be supplied with sort of sanitizer packs. So you'll get hand sanitizer, you'll get disinfectant wipes, and in some cases you'll even be provided with visors. So everything is completely safe in the face-to-face format. So yes, there was a lot of information there. Like I said, this is being recorded, so it will be released on our social media channels, and everything will also be released in writing as the events come round. So tomorrow we'll release all the information about the EGM, including what roles are available and what the responsibilities are, plus all of the sign up and application process again. So don't worry about remembering it all at once. I'll sort of drop in there to make sure to sign up for our mailing list. So you can do that through our website, and you can usually do it through our social media channels as well. The link is always there. And join our Facebook group. That's the main way we sort of see how many members we have, and just sort of group everyone together. So yeah, we'll go on to questions now. So we've got 2 questions already. The first question is, will this year be taking place due to COVID? And as mentioned, I think you'll already have seen, it will be going ahead, just in a slightly different format. We're working hard to keep everything safe and secure. And like I've said, everything is within guidelines. We're working within school guidelines and university guidelines. And we also feel the same way as you guys. We don't want to put ourselves at risk, and we don't want to put our members at risk. So we're working really hard to keep the year going. And then the second question that we've got so far is, can we still take part in events if we're not part of the committee team? So I was on the committee this year, so I'll pass that on to either Ellie or Veronica to have a chat about what they got involved with last year.
Yeah, so short answer would be we would not organize external speaker events if it was for 6 people. I think we're like, yeah, 7 or around 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the committee. So definitely get involved in everything. Equally STEM is for everybody. And then the Whites Inspire events, please come to any of those. There will be also some, we're thinking on organizing some webinars later on. And if those happen, then we're happy for you to attend as well. I can't think of a single event that was committee only. Do you have any idea? No.
No, absolutely not.
I'd just like to add to that. It was probably said before, but WISE membership is completely free. We don't really make you sign in via the guild or anything. We just ask that you either join our mailing list or our Facebook page and then come along to any events.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, if you're not part of committee, the only event that you won't be able to attend are the committee meetings, because that's where we do all our organising. But other than that, everything is open to our members. And to become a member, yeah, literally just sign up to our mailing list, join our Facebook group. Whatever you see on social media that's inviting you to join it, you can join it.
Adding on to that, one of the questions that's just come through is, do you have to be studying a STEM subject to go to the events? The answer is no. We obviously are mainly aimed to promote women in STEM, but if you are from another college in the university and just have an interest in the STEM areas, you're more than welcome to come along to our events and join our society. So everyone's welcome.
Mm-hmm. So I think that will also answer the other question that's come through. My flatmate does maths, can she still join? Absolutely. I have a few friends that do maths, but I think some of them would argue that maths is a science anyway. She's absolutely more than welcome. Also building on to Sarah's point, as well as whatever subject you do, you can join. It's also whatever gender you are as well. If you support the cause, you can feel free to come to our events and help us out with our outreach and things. So that's all the questions that we've got at the minute. I'll give it a few minutes to see if anyone else has any. Like I mentioned, everything that we've said today has been recorded, so it will be released on our social media, and everything will also be written down and in writing for people to read over. We strongly encourage you to run for our EGM, just because if you've not had any experience with us before, that doesn't matter at all. I think I would say that the committee is really welcoming. People are smiling. So I think, yeah, just go ahead and join or run. Here we go. So we've got 2 more questions. Do you have to commit to the society, or can I choose what socials and events I attend? Ellie, do you want to take this one?
Keep forgetting to unmute. Yeah, you don't have to commit to coming to events. All we would ask is that with outreach, if you've committed to running a session, if you could let us know if you do have to cancel or do a different date, just so we can get someone in. But for society, socials and anything like that. Don't feel like you have to come. It's just like a really good way to meet people if you are able to come. And I think that's what we really want to emphasize this year, is that we want to get the socials happening even during coronavirus, to make sure we've still got that social interaction and that networking, because you know it's tough out there and we need to make friends with each other in STEM subjects and work together. So yeah, I'd encourage coming, but don't feel forced to come to any socials.
All right, someone here that has ideas for virtual social events, which is very exciting. So what we will do is we will release a poll on our social media, and you can get involved that way. But if you don't see that poll for some reason, you can just email us. So that's at wiseuob@gmail.com. You can also just message any of our social media, or you can email us directly. So I'm sure you know who we are now. You've seen our names on the screen. The email directory for the university will send you to the right email, so you can get in touch in loads of different ways. And then we've got another question here saying, how many members are there in WISE? So because we're a super inclusive, accessible society, all our membership is free and we don't ask directly for any details when you join. So we usually judge it from our Facebook group, and at the minute we're nearing 500, which is very exciting. In terms of members that come to our events, it completely depends on what events we're running. So for small speaker events, we usually see about 50 or 60 people. And like Sarah said before, for our bigger event, so the Equal in STEM conference, that was 200 people actually registered for that. That was a big one for us. And in terms of socials, I think I would say between 30 and 50 people come. Sort of membership just rolls over every year. So we do have quite a lot of alumni members, as well as sort of postgrad members and PhD students as well. All right, so again, we've hit a blank for more questions. I'll give it a few more minutes to see if there's any more. But if not, that's absolutely fine. Everyone knows that you can get in touch with us, like I've said before. So if you have any more questions regarding any of the events, so you've got the outreach coming up, the EGM, and also the virtual social. If you have any questions about that, or don't see anything on our social media and think you should be seeing something, just send us a message and we'll confirm or correct any details. Perfect. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for sticking with us. This is our first virtual webinar type thing that's not been pre-recorded. So there was bound to be some bumps, but it's lovely that you all attended. And if you have any more ideas about the format, and if you have any sort of suggestions or like things that you enjoyed about this, please do send us a message. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening and thank you for coming. Bye guys.
Thank you. Bye.